Shadows at Brandywine Falls. Brandywine Falls in Cuyahoga Valley National Park is a place of breathtaking beauty, where cascading waters tumble over a 60-foot cliff into a serene pool surrounded by lush greenery. For decades, it has been a destination for hikers, photographers, and families seeking a connection with nature. But beneath the surface of its tranquil allure lies a history marked by sorrow and tragedy. The falls, though stunning, have claimed lives, weaving a tapestry of haunting tales that linger in the cool mist rising from its waters. The Lost Man, April 2000. It began with a car, parked and forgotten, its owner nowhere in sight. On the evening of April 3, 2000, park rangers discovered the vehicle in the Brandywine Falls lot as they prepared to close the park for the night. A quick inquiry revealed an unsettling story. The car's owner had been struggling with depression and had left behind a series of suicide notes with loved ones over the preceding weeks. As heavy rain began to fall, shrouding the park in fog, a search was launched. Rangers and county deputies combed the slippery trails and steep terrain, their flashlights cutting through the oppressive darkness. The roaring sound of the falls masked distant voices, and visibility was so poor that every step felt like a gamble. Hours passed, but the man remained elusive, his presence swallowed by the untamed wilderness. The search resumed the next morning, this time with dog teams and more personnel. By midday, clothing and personal items were found strewn along a stream under a bridge near the falls, but the man himself was nowhere to be seen. As daylight faded and exhaustion set in, the search was suspended again. When the waters receded slightly overnight, his body was finally discovered, caught in the rocky grip of a feeder stream just downstream from where his belongings were found. It was a somber end to a desperate search, and the quiet stillness of the falls seemed almost to mourn the man whose life had ended there. The Boy Who Fell, April 2002. 2 years later, Brandywine Falls bore witness to another tragedy, this time one that nearly claimed the life of a young boy. On April 17, 2002, 5 boys, aged 12 and 13, climbed over the park's safety railings, ignoring signs warning of the dangers of venturing too close to the edge. They brought along a raft, a strange choice for a location so perilous. The boys dared each other to play near the falls, tossing objects into the rushing water and testing the limits of their bravery. One boy, only 13, ventured too far. He walked to the very edge where the water surged over the precipice and tried to dislodge a log stuck precariously at the fall's lip. In an instant, he lost his footing, slipping on the wet rocks and plunging 65 feet into the pool below. 2 visitors at the scene, M.W. and M.G., watched in horror. M.W. acted swiftly, diving into the frigid pool to rescue the boy, who lay face down in the water. Fighting the strong current, M.W. pulled the boy to the edge and performed life-saving CPR as M.G. called 911. The boy vomited and began breathing again, his fragile life hanging by a thread. When rangers arrived, they coordinated a massive rescue operation involving firefighters, medics, and personnel from 12 agencies. High-angle rescue teams worked meticulously to lift the boy to safety, stabilizing him before airlifting him to a hospital. Though critically injured, he survived, but the incident left an indelible mark on everyone who witnessed it. The Unlucky Visitor, May 2011. Daniel Bellini, a 31-year-old man from Lawrence Township, likely didn't see his end coming when he visited Brandywine Falls on a clear Tuesday afternoon. He was an experienced hiker, someone who knew the risks of the outdoors, yet one fatal misstep on the slick rocks at the top of the falls sent him tumbling. Witnesses downstream could only watch in helpless horror as Bellini fell, his body striking the jagged cliffside before vanishing into the swirling waters below. His body became wedged beneath submerged rocks, hidden by the icy currents. For hours, divers from multiple agencies worked to retrieve him, battling both the frigid water and the complex network of boulders where he lay trapped. When Bellini's body was finally pulled from the depths, the tragedy was apparent. His death was ruled accidental, a grim reminder of how quickly a serene moment can turn deadly. The Elderly Hiker, September 2016. In September 2016, the falls bore witness to yet another tragedy. A visitor on the trail near the waterfall stumbled upon a somber discovery: a man lying motionless at the base of the falls. Identified as 71-year-old August C. Voigt of Brecksville, the man's life had ended abruptly amidst the roar of the waterfall. Voigt's passing was attributed to multiple blunt force injuries, a grim testament to the power and danger that often accompany nature's wonders. Investigators noted the likelihood that his death was recent, as the area is frequented by many visitors, and no signs of struggle or cries for help had been reported. Later, the Summit County Medical Examiner's Office ruled his death a suicide, adding a layer of tragedy to an already heartbreaking event. This marked the third such fatality in the area since Brandywine Falls became part of the national park, reinforcing its dual identity as both a haven for beauty and a site of solemn reflection. The waters of Brandywine Falls continue their eternal plunge, a symbol of nature's constancy and indifference, whispering tales of those who have stood in awe of its splendor and those who have met their end in its shadow. It serves as a poignant reminder that with great beauty comes an equally great need for care and reverence. It draws people seeking peace, inspiration, and adventure, yet its history is laced with cautionary tales. To walk its trails is to feel a quiet reverence for the lives it has touched, both in joy and sorrow. As the water cascades endlessly into the gorge below, it carries with it whispers of the past, a haunting reminder that nature's beauty demands respect.